Hi, I'm Michael Sund. I'm one of the golf coaches here at Yarra Bend, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about chipping. The most important part of being a good chipper is being able to get into a fundamentally good setup position. Okay, there's three key points into getting yourself into a good setup position. The first one is ball position, the second one is your sternum position, and the third one is your balance. Okay, now with your chipping, because the ball doesn't have to travel too far, what we try and do is we try and set ourselves up into a position that's very, very similar to our impact position. So the first thing I'm going to do here when I address the ball is I'm going to bring my club down behind the ball and have my feet about the width of a club head. You can see the ball now is sort of placed sort of pretty much directly in the middle of my feet. From there I'm now going to turn both my toes just slightly left of the ball. That'll give the appearance now that the ball is just sitting sort of just inside my right big toe. From that position there now I'm going to take my grip. My balance now is moving slightly more towards my left side. So you can see now I've just got slightly more weight on my left-sided address. And the last thing here now is that will then position my sternum, the center of my chest, just on the front edge of the ball. And the reason why we position our sternum on the front edge of the ball for a chip shot is it promotes a descending blow on the ball. It promotes a slight angle of attack down, which then allows us to strike the ball first, then the ground, and get a little bit of elevation on this shot. One of the biggest mistakes we see as golfers, or golf pros, when we're teaching, is we see people when they're chipping, they're sitting and they're leaning back. And the reason why they lean back like this is they're trying to actually elevate the ball and get the ball up in the air. Well, that's the club's job, to get the ball in the air. So the most important thing to do is get that sternum forward, get that balance slightly on the left side. Then from there, that will promote a slight descending blow or a slight downward strike on the ball. That will always ensure that you get the ball first and then the ground. And you can see when I'm making those little practice swings there, how the club's actually bottoming out on the left-hand side of the ball. Oh, it's not bottoming out behind the ball. The reason that it's doing that is my body position. I'm now setting myself slightly in an impact position. I'm creating that slight downward strike on the ball, and that should always mean that now I'm going to get a pretty good strike when I chip the ball. So we're now viewing the same chip shot here from the down the line view or behind view. So the three key points there before was just getting that ball in the middle of your feet, getting a stance about the width of a club head. From there I just turn my toes just slightly left. That gives the appearance that the ball now is just sitting slightly on my right big toe. I then move my balance slightly to the left so that my sternum now is in front of the ball. Okay, and that sternum being in front of the ball just promotes a slight downward strike on the ball. Now the mechanics of this shot, what I'm trying to do from here is I'm trying to get a feeling that the club head now is going pretty straight back, but getting a feeling that the club now is just moving up off the ground a little bit. A lot of people mistake that for sort of wrist hinge. We're not really hinging our wrists, we're just sort of lifting the club just gently up off the ground. A common mistake that we see is a lot of people try and treat this shot like a putt, and they drag the club too low to the ground. And when they drag that club low to the ground, there's really only one way for it to go, is it's to go up. Okay, and they generally will either hit the ground behind the ball or blade the ball across the green. So from here, what we're trying to do is trying to get a feeling of the club just coming up off the ground a little bit. We've now set my body into that position so that I'm in an impact position. The club now is striking just gently down on the ball. And you can see in my finish position here now, my body now is just unwound slightly. I've just turned through just a little bit and my club's just travelled just slightly left. The reason why my club's travelling slightly left is it's just following that little bit of rotation that's been made by my body.